Sharpe, and welcome to the 7. Obviously, we are on a little bit earlier than normal. Of course, that means that we're going to be missing a few guys. Maybe some guys will come in. I know that Jap and Solo are in the central time zone. Kevin Samuels normally doesn't. Kevin Samuels is normally in here at 8 o'clock. Sometimes he'll be in here at 8:15. Kevin Samuels is a busy guy, and so I can understand how a few would straggle in late. But for now, it is the 4 of us. So let us go around the room and introduce tonight's panelists. First and foremost, from his game room in the Texas mansion, Steve the Dean Williams. Steve, like you're making us look all crazy here with you in your game room. What's going on with that, man? What's up?
Man, no, I ain't trying to do nothing, dog. I borrowed. This is all CGI. This is CGI. This is not screen. Real. Yeah, this is green screen right here.
Green screen. All right. So Steve's got the green scene, the green screen game room. Next, of course, is the man, the king, the mayor of New York City, Mr. Lucario. What's going on, Lucario? How you doing?
What up? What's going on? What's popping? How's everybody doing out there? Appreciate everybody out there in YouTube land. We're about to get it in with this game. You feel me? So
yes, sir. Last and certainly not least, the man of Miami, the Brazilian booty bandit, Myron.
What's up, everybody? Got some W's and some L's this week, so I'm out here as usual. What's up, everybody?
Good stuff. Just real quick before we get started, obviously, I'm out here in Reno, Nevada, so it's right around 5 o'clock p.m. Quick story. I lost my phone in the Truckee River.
Wow.
So Devin and I took this inner tubing thing down the Truckee River. It was a blast. We're in this inner tube for 2 hours. We're going down this river. It's all rapids and stuff. Well, I hit this rock and my inner tube capsized, right? Well, I put my phone, of course, because it's waterproof. So I'm sitting there taking pictures and videos, and all of a sudden, I put it in my pocket. Now, I didn't have the case on it because the case is like a battery pack when it's not waterproof. Sure enough, the first time I capsized, bloop, and the phone was gone. I knew that the phone was gone immediately.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Listen, luckily for me, I have the Apple Watch, so I'm still able to call anybody, but I can only text iPhone users at this point in time. So I'm kind of piecemealing it together, kind of getting in touch with people. So Ed Lattimore, if you're watching, Ed, listen, my bad. The reason I haven't texted you is because my phone is at the bottom of the Truckee River, east of here. So it is what it is. So that's the story. I'm sticking to it. I'm going to be back in the TSR Command Center on Wednesday. We're leaving out of here on Tuesday. Real quick, let me just address sort of an elephant in the room, and I mean literally and figuratively. A lot of guys want to know what my response to Obsidian was. I did a video on Danica dope discussions or whatever. Obsidian, people are sending me, Obsidian said this, Obsidian said that. I didn't watch the video, nor do I intend to. I guess he says that I'm talking out of turn or I'm like out of place, out of line. I'm just going to say this, okay? I am not going to address a below average content creator who is clout chasing. That's what this is. So listen, Obsidian can say whatever he wants about me. And you want to know something? He believes his opinions. That's his opinions, and he's sticking to it. And I'm sure he'll make a response to this 1 minute and 30 second whatever response. I don't give a damn. Obsidian is irrelevant. He knows he's irrelevant, and this is why he is coming after me. I'm not getting into a beef with Obsidian. I'm not trying to throw arrows. I'm not doing that. Okay. Obsidian is going to do what he does. He's always beefing with, it's always somebody. It's O'Shea. It's Alan Roger Curry. It's this nigga. It's that nigga. Listen, that's Obsidian's brand. That's what he wants to do. That's why he's still at 10,000 subscribers, because that's what he does. Like I said, he is a below average content creator who now understands that he's below average. And the only way he can get clout is by coming after guys like me. Obsidian got nothing but love for you. Listen, you need to make money off of me. Hey, listen, I'm right here, man. Do all the response videos you want. You are irrelevant. So you and I'm not talking about you or to you anymore. That's it. I'm done. All right. So let's get to the super chats. They're coming in hot and heavy. Red Sings the Blues, $20 super chat, says they look at men creating something from nothing and reaping the benefits of hard work and sacrifice, when on the other side, smoke, drink, and a box of tissues for their tears and baloney problem. So that seamlessly segues into tonight's topic. And somebody said in the chat, this is actually a legit question. Somebody said in the chat, listen, didn't we do this show already? kind of. And we were talking about black pillars, and we made that decision on the fly. We're going to talk about the black pill and MGTOW dictionary and all that good stuff. This is kind of different because if you guys have noticed, I don't know if you guys have noticed lately, and we'll go around the room, we'll go around the panel on this. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but it would appear to me that in the beginning, like 5, maybe 6 years ago, most of the hate, most of our detractors were female. Right. So we point out unflattering truths about women. But I mean, they didn't like it. I wouldn't expect them to like it. They come out, they talk a bunch of stuff. They're all in our comments, this and that and the other. But something has happened over the last few years, and that is that the majority of hate comes from men. If you guys look at the Red Pill subreddit, all these guys do is talk trash about other red pill content creators. That's all they do. Like it's become a black pill sort of echo chamber. You go to Facebook, you go to Instagram, you go to YouTube. It's always men hating on other men. We got a guy by the name of MGTOW Dictionary. He does these 8-hour live streams talking about all of us here on the panel. He even has guys create fake accounts, and he'll make like a Donovan Sharpe account or a Steve the Dean or a Mr. or a Myron Gaines account and be in the chat acting like he wants. I mean, this guy is off of his rocker. Then, of course, we have Obsidian, who doesn't really offer anybody anything except maybe asking for money for his electric bill or whatever. And what does he do? He defends women while trashing men. And surprise, surprise, he's gotten nowhere. So I'm going to start with you, Steve. Why is it that most of our detractors are no longer female? Why is it that most of our haters appear to be men, or am I wrong? Listen, do I just have rose-colored glasses on, or what's going on?
No, hey, Myron, get ready. Guys, get your crayons out.
Oh, look at this
All right. Thank you, Myron. Yeah, go with Myron.
I got you, brother.
Yeah, I got you too. No, guys, listen to me, man. What I want you guys to do is get your crayons out. Write this down. The Pickup Artist TV show on VH1. It was August 6, 2007, where everything turned around. There was a time where there was no MGTOWs. There was a time where nobody was on purpose and female nature and all these things. It wasn't existing until 2007, where everything turned around. Where, and I've always said this, the biggest problem is not women, it's men now. Men are more the enemy than women, because now men would rather talk about other men, knock other men down, instead of give you good content to help you grow, Donovan. You're absolutely right. The problem is a lot of men, remember, Donovan, I said this, a lot of these guys take the umbilical cord out of mommy, right? And they attach it to some YouTuber like mommy, which means is if somebody's going after that YouTuber or tells the truth about that YouTuber, they defend the YouTuber like what? Like mommy, because they feel like this person is really helping me. But how are you helping somebody teaching and spewing hate when I'm here to learn how to learn myself in women, man?
Lucario, what you got on that, man?
Well, listen, the thing is this, you got to understand there's a lot of guys who are not talented watching guys who are talented. You understand what I'm saying? So it's already going to happen. That's going to happen. And so this is also why you have a lot of people who will take people's talking points, who will copy them, who will be caricatures of the next man and stuff like that. And so the thing is this, so many guys nowadays, unfortunately, got a lot of bitch energy in them. You understand? Which is why the men are hating on other men so hard. Yes. Because before it would be women, because like, you know, if you say some real stuff about women, if like, because look, we all can't be Derek Jackson. Derek Jackson, he's a fucking genius. You understand what I'm saying? he fucking, you know what I'm saying? He's like, look, I'm gonna tell the girls what they want to hear. So real dudes is like, look, I'm gonna tell them what they need to hear. I'm gonna be real, not only with women, but what happened is that us men have been even more realer with men, and now men can't take. It's unfortunate, but men can't even take the real right now. You see what I mean? So men actually want to feel good about what they're hearing instead of being good by getting the information they need. So therefore, a lot of guys, because they get their feelings hurt when you tell them some truth, that's when they start to hate, because you're showing them the things that they need to improve, but they're not looking at the improvement. They're looking at the insecurity, the lack, the things that they hate about themselves. So they're not really hating you. It's more so they hate themselves, but they project that on you. You feel what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
Wow.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
If I'm understanding you correctly, before I go to Myron here, just let me make sure I'm hearing you correctly. What you are saying is that when we hit men right in the truth, it hurts. And so they have that natural response
Right.
to sort of swing back. And that's why we're catching that hate.
Exactly. Facts.
I agree with that. Myron, where are you at on this, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, the reality is that it comes from two things. Number one is that a lot of guys don't understand that, like, women are selective and they're going to pick the top guys. And there's two reactions to that. Either guys are going to accept the reality and rise to the occasion, make themselves better, and let women be a byproduct of it, like guys like on this panel, or there's some guys that are just going to say, nah, I don't want to deal with it. I'm just going to leave the marketplace, which is fine if you want to leave the marketplace. But let's keep it real, bro. All you guys are on here, like a lot of the guys that, like, I'm a MGTOW, I don't deal with women, nothing. Then why are you watching this kind of content, commentating and getting mad? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys be lying. Like, you guys, I don't want to deal with women or whatever. But you're here watching this kind of content because you're trying to figure it out. Because here's the thing: men and women are designed to be together. You are designed and put on this earth to procreate. So if you're not trying to, like, meet chicks, it's like completely, it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? That's why a bunch of dudes are watching porn, fapping all the time, playing video games, whatever. They're using these stupid distractions, to kind of deal with the problem that they have. And a lot of the time, it's just they don't understand that to become attractive, you have to, as a man, the burden of performance is on you. And a lot of guys don't want to rise to that occasion because we live in this world where everything is politically correct. Everyone is special. There's nothing wrong with being a loser. Like, men aren't held to the same standards before. 20 years ago, if you were a dork, what would happen? You get beat up. They'd punch you in, put you in a locker or something like that. Like, I always said, I talked about this on Rule Zero with Rolo, and I was saying that bullying is actually good. Because when men need to learn through negative reinforcement, and what I mean by that is, like, when I was a kid and I did something dumb, my dad would smack the shit out of me. And what that taught me was, this is unacceptable behavior. And it made me a stronger man. However, boys nowadays don't get disciplined that way. They're told, hey, don't do that. Or they're drugged, to try to, like, get the energy down, whatever it may be in school. And boys don't learn like that. Girls do. But boys learn through negative reinforcement, getting their scrapes and bruises, getting their lumps. But we live in a world now where, everyone is special. It's, it's okay to be fat. It's okay to be mediocre. If you bully someone, we need to go to a safe corner, cry on each other's shoulders. And that's what's going on. And that's why so many guys watch this kind of content. They see masculine men and they're like, oh, you guys are losers, or we're talking toxic masculinity. It's like, no, bro, like, this is how men have always excelled and rise to the occasion. We learn through negative reinforcement.
Yeah, I think, and you make a very good point, Myron, is that we as men, we learn differently from women. And the reason we learn differently from women is because we can take more, right? The reason why women are ill-equipped to handle rejection is because they're women. That doesn't make them bad. That doesn't make them terrible. It's just how they are. And so on average, most women can't learn from negative reinforcement in most cases. Now, relationship-wise, game, PUA, negative reinforcement is the best way to keep your woman in line. If you get out of pocket, I withdraw my attention. Girl doesn't like it when you withdraw your attention. Girl gets back in pocket. Well, what if she doesn't get back in pocket? Well, I got to tell you, player, she didn't like you anyway. This is sort of that bastion of truth there that a lot of people don't really want to acknowledge. Getting with girls is hard. Should it be this hard? Probably not, but it is. And I'm not going to sit here and bitch and moan about what's fair and what's not. That's what losers do. You can either adapt or you can get left behind. That's just all there is to it. Let's get to some of these super chats here. King Henry with the $5 super chat says, blue pill men and white knights are always quick to come to the chameleon's rescue. Listen, I will say this about Obsidian. One thing that cannot be denied about Obsidian is his intelligence. Obsidian, and listen, I said O'Shea Duke Jackson is as good as they come. That nigga roasted me for 3 hours. So listen, I would expect nothing less from Obsidian, but if I'm keeping it real, Obsidian, he's an exemplary writer. He is very good. He's a wordsmith. He's very articulate. He has a genuine, expansive vocabulary. He doesn't try to use words he doesn't know. He's really a smart guy. The problem is he's not that good. He's not a good content creator. That's what it comes down to. You can be as smart as you want to be, but if you're not a good content creator, you're not going to get followers. You're not going to build a brand. So like I said, he can say whatever he wants about me. The truth is as smart as he is, he's not a good content creator. I don't know how long it's going to take him to realize that, but Lord only knows. Who knows? Jason, and by the way, Obsidian, if you make a response video, and I'm sure you will, you're not getting a responance from me. This is it. I'm done with it. I'm gonna do you like I did O'Shea. I'm gonna say what I had to say. I'm gonna wash my hands of you. Then I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get 100. I'm gonna get 100,000 fucking subscribers, like I'm gonna do here in about another month or so. Jason Moreno says, we talked about anyone listening to RP content has to vent and see if pictures match the words on what they're saying. Very good. Brett Bill Mike with the $100 super chat. Holy smokes. Black-pilled men have been black-pilled their whole life. Everyone knows a guy who wanted to be quarterback, fell short, and just gave up. The same applies to giving up on women. Once they find the female truth, instead of using the truth to improve your outcome. 100%. And we talk all the time about how millennials are soft and weak. And it's not, listen, I guess it could be true. But guys, that's the thing about men is we all have it in us to change our lives. I'm not going to sit around and bitch and moan about what women are or what women aren't. Listen, we know the rules of the game. You have to adapt or get left behind. Ken Rose with the $5 super chat says, I'm not a Jay-Z fan, but he said something profound. He said jealousy and envy and hating on others are all effeminate traits, which brings me to my next topic. Steve, I think that the reason why we don't, how can I put this? The reason why we're not too hard on our female critics is because we understand that this is just who they are. Female critics are going to yak, they're going to yammer, they're going to gossip, they're going to, talk out of, this is just what they do. Again, that doesn't make them bad, doesn't make them terrible. It just makes them women. However, when men exhibit this kinds of behavior, doing response videos to other men or only talking about other men, that's a very effeminate trait. Steve, you got your head in your hands. Why is it that so many men have effeminate traits? Help me out.
I'm holding my head because my brain's about to break because I just don't understand how a man wants to talk about another man like they're lovers. I don't.
Right.
It just how a man judges another man, how a man talks about another man's skin complexion, how a man lives, who a man's with. What the fuck does all that shit got to do with the game? It has. Right. But see, this is the problem, Donovan. It's mommy coming out of these men. It's the not taking accountability, venting, bitching, whining, moaning, complaining. Because you gotta look at it. See, what people understand is, okay, we originators on here. Okay, I can say that for a fact. We originate. We don't run behind people and watch their videos to make a video to talk about what other people are saying. Right. We don't do that stuff. We are originators. And when you are originator versus a follower is going to get mad because he wants to be an originator, but he doesn't have enough content or background information here to do his own thing.
Yes.
And so that's why it's like a damn near soap opera. It's like Days of Our Lives or Young and Restless. It's a soap opera on YouTube. I'm going to talk about this guy. And I'm gonna wait for a response. Then I'm gonna respond to that response, and he's gonna respond to that response, and it goes on and on and on. And then everybody's just watching it and not saying, "Wait a second, where is the information that's gonna help me be a man? I'm only being taught to be more of a bitch than a man." Sit, man.
Real quick before I go to Myron Gaines. Yeah, what Devin says is, well, I can fucking hate on that disingenuous liar because I was there and sucked Donovan's dick in a stairwell while he was doing the broadcast. F him. That's 100% true. That is 100% true. I have gotten more head in Obsidian's house than I'm just gonna leave it at Myron. Female energy. Female energy, Myron Gaines. What you got on that, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, the reality is this, guys. I'll keep it real with you guys. There's some content creators that I don't necessarily agree with, and some that I don't necessarily like. But I'm not going to give them any type of clout or hate on them on an open forum. Because here's the thing: making that type of content is toxic, and you're going to attract a certain kind of crowd that isn't going to like your content anyway. Yeah, you'll get views, you'll get a little bit of clout, whatever it may be, but it's not going to be good attention, and it's gonna basically put you in a position where it compromises the integrity of your product. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
You want to keep things nice and positive and not hate on other people and use that to generate some kind of content. Because the reality is, if your content is good, people are going to like it, people are going to watch, etc. Like, a big reason why I've been able to grow so quickly is because, number one, I got great business partners with all you guys.
Well,
Number
you're
two,
good.
You know, I mean, thank you, brother. But you're a big part of that. You know what I'm saying? And I pay homage to the guys that helped me. I was just talking with Lucario, telling them thank you for taking a chance, put me on this platform. And when guys trust you like that, you can't let them down. And the thing is that I'm like, since I'm associated with all you guys, if I put out some bullshit, that you guys are associated with that. So like you have to not just respect yourself and your own content, but you got to respect the guys that also help you out because you're a representation of them. So for me to put out mediocre content where I'm talking smack on another individual, whatever, like that's just low value stuff. Like, yeah, there's some guys I don't like, but I'm never going to air them out on the internet and like talk smack, like, for what, bro? That's a waste of my time. And who loses with that? The content. The people that want to get the content on how to become better, get in shape, get more attractive. They don't want to hear me talk smack on some other coach. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a waste of time. So a lot of you guys are just thirsty and you guys just want some attention.
He needs some milk.
And the thing is that you guys got to focus on some other things, man. You got to focus on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like hating on other people. Like I was just talking with Lucario. There's some people I don't like, but I'll talk with him. He's my man. I'll tell him on the side about that, but I'm not going to put it out in public,
Right.
Well, listen, before I go to Lucario, what Myron said is 100% true. When it comes to all this beefing and riffing and all this other kind of stuff, nobody wins in that situation. The thing that happened between me and O'Shea last summer, nobody won that. Everybody, well, I don't know. Yeah, I fucking won. Like, let's keep it fucking. I fucking won. I'm fucking kicking his ass and down. I'm kicking his ass up and down, and he's still treading water with the same 66,000 subscribers that he bought. Obviously, it's interesting. The more subscribers I get, the more subscribers he gets. So I guess he's buying. I don't know, but nobody win. But all jokes aside, nobody wins in those situations, guys. And it's just like Steve said, it's all a bunch of soap opera. And by the way, Young and the Restless was the best soap opera. I may or may not.
With Victor, yes.
Victor versus Jack. My man was Victor. But nobody, like the kinds of men who want that soap opera. That's fine. But those aren't the kind of men that we're trying to reach. The kinds of men that we're trying to reach are the kinds of men who get irritated with that stuff. And listen, I've been as guilty of anybody. I'll call into Kevin Samuel's show and I'll say something about what Obsidian said. Guess what? People in the chat get on me. Rightfully so, because that's not what they're there for. And that's when it's like, wait a minute, this community really doesn't want all this beefing and riffing, and the ones that do are really not looking to change their lives. So Lucario, let me come to you, and I want you to piggyback off of what Steve said. This is with content creators who don't really have any original thoughts. All they do is respond to other content creators. Now, being a response channel can be very lucrative because if they have a response on things, people are going to want to know what they say about certain things. But there seem to be content creators, Obsidian, that only make content when they figure out they don't like someone. So, for example, I may or may not be talking about myself. If an up-and-coming content creator makes an appearance on another content creator, and that other content creator ends up lapping him over and over again, that content creator to be a little bit jealous and resentful of what the young and up-and-coming content creator is creating. And so anything I say or do, he wants to say I have no business speaking on it. Talk to me, Lucario, about content creators, like Steve said, who don't really have an original thought. All they do is talk about what other men are talking about.
Well, this is the thing. I actually talked about this earlier on Red Sings the Blues channel. Shout out to him, where I was saying that, see, the great thing about YouTube is that it gives everybody a voice. But the whack thing about YouTube is that it gives everybody a voice. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is that it gives people voices who don't have anything to say. And so the thing is that what certain people do is, instead of getting on here and being themselves, they're looking at other people and trying to be them. And then what's the weird part is that the people they're trying to be, they will diss those people, which is weird. Like you're stealing other people's stuff, then you diss the person you stole from, and then you act like, then later on you want to act like you never did none of that stuff. So it's like, again, it's a lot of weirdo type of behavior. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so, unfortunately, we're in a time where, again, like I was saying earlier, a lot of these dudes, like, this is the thing. A lot of these dudes need to be metaphorically punched in the chest. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to say literally because I don't want it to be violent. They need to be punched in the chest because there's not a lot of men around, bro. Like, it's unfortunate where you have a lot of guys that's coming up, but they're not really masculine. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And especially what happens is that with this YouTube stuff, a lot of guys will hate because they're trying to get attention. Trying to get attention by any means necessary is some whole shit. You understand what I'm saying? That's what women do. Women, they're trying to get attention by any means necessary. When you're a guy who's trying to get attention by any means necessary, then you're just like a woman. So men don't do that. Men get attention naturally by them having value. You understand? The value brings them attention. But unfortunately, a lot of these dudes don't got value, so they're trying to take value from others, pretend that that's them, and then try to get attention from that. You see what I mean?
Shout out to Armani Burton on the Facebook side, says, you ain't shit. So first of all, Armani, we know you were raised by single mother because you were named after a brand. His name was, she was probably thinking about naming him Armani, Chanel, Gucci, Gabbana, whatever the case may be. That's the first thing. The second thing is you got to learn to spell, my man. Like, if you're going to troll, at least do it right. It's you ain't shit, but let's stay away from the ebonics, right? Donovan, you are not shit.
Armani, bro.
You got to do it right. Armani, come on now. Listen, we know you have a sister named Chanel and another brother named Cartier.
Oh.
Go ahead and give your mom a call and thank her. Thank her for eliminating you from 99.9% of jobs that you are going to apply for, sir. Thank you very much to that. Shout out to Jason Dela Cruz with the $2 super chat, says 1998 Honda Civic. What you got against 1998 Honda Civics, man? Like, that's a good car, right? Coach EO with the $10 super chat.
EO, what up?
EO.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know who that dude is, but y'all seem to be cool with him. All right, appreciate
EO's on point. EO's on
EO on
point.
that shit, yeah.
All right, well, shout out with the super chat. C-Dub, $20 super chat, says, males hating on men call masculinity, quote, toxic because it is toxic to them. When raised by women to be girls in a boy's body, true masculinity is an existential threat to their reality. They can't accept or take it. Comment of the night. Wow. Very, very well said. Kyle won $2 super chat, says, now boys can't fight without assault charges. Dude, that is exactly right. Boy, listen, guys cannot, like, if you get in a fight, the cops get called. I remember back in the day, dude, used to get in a fight. Whoever won, whoever lost. You fucking, all right, my nigga, you got me this time. I'm gonna get you next time. Or they would come back, whatever the case may be. But now everybody calls the cops on everybody.
There's no more consequences to stupidity. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you said the wrong thing to the wrong guy, you would get slapped in the face or punched. You know what I'm saying? So like that kept people in line. But nowadays with the internet, like there's no negative consequences to people doing stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So there are no negative consequences because people talk under the shroud of anonymity, like our guy Armani with his sister Cartier, or was that his brother? He wouldn't say that. He wouldn't walk up to me and say that to me out in the street, you ant shit. And at that point, I could get mad because I'd be looking back, well, I don't really see too many ants. You talking about me? Come on, man. Like, no, but all jokes aside, you're absolutely right about that. Red Pill Mike with the $5 super chat says, every dude who has ever come to me for advice, rejected what I had to say, and continued to suck at life has eventually become a hater with time. That's what it is, man. Guys in this community, they're all gung-ho. Look, I'm trying to be like Donovan, Steve, Myron, Lucario, Kevin Samuels. Then they figure out, oh, wait a minute, there's work involved. And because they don't have the they can't or won't, then they start to make excuses for their lack of success, which then subsequently causes them to hate on men like us. Honestly, couldn't really give a shit about that. True Gina says, don't be honest, you are kicking O'Shea's ass. Listen, my brother is going to get on me about this because he says, bruh, quit saying O'Shea's name. Listen, man, it's over and done with. But listen, I guess I'm just petty like that. I can't let that shit go. Actually, I don't really call it petty. That's just a man really being pissed off at another man who's a fucking liar. Rob Cruz with the $20 super chat says, salute to the panel. Found you guys in 2017. EO Sharpe Towers man mindset and Brooklyn's won't Lucario. And I won't deviate. Salute. Very good. Freelance Ronan says, all beefing does is waste time, and time is one commodity we can never replace. That is the comment of the night.
And here's the thing too, man. Like, yo, we're already like put in a box. Like guys like us that like are creating this kind of content, like revealing unflattering realities about like female nature, how to deal with women, and just in general, like how the world really doesn't care about men. So it's like when we argue with each other, and we're already like an attacked group. Like, you know, guys like us get censored on YouTube, whatever it may be. So it's already bad enough. So like to argue and like we all kind of had the same views. In reality, we're all just trying to help guys. So, you know, it is what it is.
I think the beefing, I think that reveals that sometimes we don't always have the same views. Take, for instance, Obsidian. I don't know if he considers himself to be a red pill guy or not, but he's clearly not a high value guy because all he does is talk shit about other dudes. That's just not what high value guys do, right? So I think what this reveals is that maybe he wants to think he is a red pill guy, but his actions over the last 3 to 4 years has told, listen, correct me if I'm wrong, clearly he's not. I think at this point, and he points out a lot of things like, listen, women should be attracted to blah, 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 blah. He's right. They should be, but they're not. Somebody told me on my Patreon, Obsidian was talking about my tattoos and about how that's not husband material. No, Obsidian thinks that's not husband material because he doesn't have to have tattoos and he sucks with women under 300 pounds. Of course you're going to think like that, right? So I think it all comes full circle at some point. But what do you guys said something else?
Yeah, no, I was just saying that I think I heard somebody tell me on my thing that he's trying to be a dating coach.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that, right? Listen, can I say something? Can people stop trying to be dating coaches? Like seriously, like y'all are giving dating coaches a bad name. Too many people coming out talking about they dating coaches and they don't know shit about the game. Like this kills me.
Steve, hey Steve, listen, you're my boy, man. You ain't got to lie to kick it. Please tell me that's not true, man.
Dude, I heard somebody sent a message that they say that he is a dating coach for, I don't know, black guys or something. I just fell the fuck out. I said, nah, it can't be. Nah, it can't be a joke.
Dude, listen. I'm not too overly religious these days, but God help us. Got it. Technomade P5, $10 says, DS, that's one key reason I respect you. You're wise enough to observe and adjust to what's going on around you. The day a person decides they have nothing left to learn is when they start to die inside. Case in point, listen, we've all been deplatformed, right? I just got deplatformed on Teachable, okay? On Teachable. Yeah, that was a bit of a body blow, but I'm going to recover inside of a week. I've been deplatformed on YouTube 2.5 times. I've been deplatformed on Twitter twice, Facebook twice, SoundCloud, an account I've had since 2016, Vimeo, I've been banned on there twice. And every time I get banned, and you can either adapt or get left behind. All men are capable, I would imagine, of adapting. And men who either can't or won't adapt turn into these whiny little bitch boys who bitch and complain about the men who are doing what they wish they could do. I think that's really what that comes down to. Quarantino de Guad, I love that name, says internal hate is the Trojan horse to the spear. You know what? Young Manhood with the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second. He said, and I'm going to get to the other super chats here. Let me get to these other super chats and then we'll go around the room with this. Chris Von Erich says females are pulling in one. It's important that we guys do the same. Absolutely. Pookie and Ray with the 5 British pounds. Oh my God, look at his icon. That's funny as hell. Says hating successful men is much easier than working to become the best man you can be, but it's only a short-term solution. Gents, do the work. King Life says low-value men are feminine. A great example, the movie Good Deeds. Tyler Perry has the CEO while his low-value brother kept hating and sabotaging deals. So let's go back to this Trojan horse. This is a very good comment here. So hating, the internal hate is the Trojan horse of the sphere. We talked about this earlier. I'm going to come to Lucario with this first. I talked about this earlier. This internal hate doesn't help anybody. Anyone who turns on YouTube or turns on anything to see all this bickering and fighting, those are the guys that are going to end up taking down the community. What are your thoughts? Do you think internal hate is the Trojan horse to the sphere, or do you think it doesn't matter?
What do they mean by internal hate? They mean saying that the guys
shit about each other, right? So what he's saying is that listen, guys beefing within the manosphere, that is the Trojan horse to the sphere. That's what's going to taking down the manosphere is all of this internal hate. What are your thoughts?
Right. Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. Again, all that stuff back and forth and all that shit, all that really does is it feeds the people who aren't really about anything. See, understand something. This is why I don't get people get caught up in who's getting the most views, who's getting the most likes and all this other stuff. What you got to understand is a lot of times when people gravitate to that nonsense, they gravitate to the beef, they gravitate to all of that. Guess what? The people who gravitate to the beef and the nonsense, those aren't the guys who are donating. Those aren't the guys who are paying for content. Those aren't the guys who are on the Patreon. You understand what I'm saying? The people who actually want real information, those are the people who are the real ones, and those are the people who are actually putting up money because they respect the content, and that's what they're looking for. So they're not really looking for the beef. The people who are looking for the beef are the other trolls who like that nonsense, who bump up the numbers. But bumping up the numbers doesn't equal quality content, and it doesn't equal money. So my thing is, if it doesn't equal any of that, then it's like, why bother doing it? So the thing is that when guys start to do that, so let's say, for example, Donovan, you got somebody hating on you, right? They're hating on you because they're like, if I hate on Donovan, I can get more views.
Yes.
Well, most of the views you're going to get by hating on Donovan is just other people who hate Donovan. You feel what I'm saying? So they're not going to go and buy your stuff because they're haters. They just feed off of the hate. That's all they do. So it's just a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Shit is ridiculous.
Oh wait,
man.
are you?
All right, let's go to Steve. Steve, what are your thoughts on the internal hate being the Trojan horse?
Well, it's a mixture of it's just not internal hate, Donovan. It's also bad content. It's also bad. Can you hear me, Donovan? Y'all can hear me?
Oh yeah, you good? You good?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, so it's a mixture of internal and it's a mixture of bad content. That's the problem that we're dealing with. We're dealing with a lot of guys whose nuts have not dropped from their stomach yet that are sitting around trying to teach people about life, and they haven't even got into life yet. You have a lot of people, okay, what they want to do is, again, this goes back to mommy. They want to they rather say, well, Donovan Sharpe has the tattoos, or look at Lucario. But they too scared to talk about Lucario's and Donovan's content because they can't fuck with the content.
Exactly.
You can't battle content because real is motherfucking real. You can't do that. So what did we do? Okay, one thing I always said, Donovan, a lot of these young boys carry over from high school. And what do we do in high school? Talk shit about people. When a motherfucker's smarter than us, better than us, we want to try to tear them down by talking shit. We see if they can't talk about the content because they ain't got enough content themselves to even go against the content. So what they want to do is veer everybody off with the hate, but also they upload poisonous information in these young boys through bad content, telling them and teaching them things that's not even about the game because women have nothing to do with the game at all, brother.
Wow, man. What are your thoughts on the internal hate being the Trojan horse of the manosphere? And the reason why I want to come to Myron with this is because, Myron, you're the youngest guy on the panel tonight, right? Yeah. So you have your pulse on, really the millennial side. Yeah. Do you think that the internal hate will eventually lead to the quote unquote downfall, or will it not matter at all?
Well, I mean, the thing that sucks is that, just like Lucario was saying earlier, the good thing about YouTube is everybody has a voice. The bad thing about YouTube is everybody has a voice.
Right.
So a lot of the young guys, they don't really have the experience to discern who really knows what they're talking about and who doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like the young guys like that are like for example, they're watching this kind of content trying to learn how to be good with women. Since they're not experienced with women, they don't necessarily know, like what is going to be good content and what's not. Like some stuff sounds good in theory, but it just doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, be nice to girls. That sounds good in theory, but like when you act nice without her earning it, right? Yep. She's going to walk all over you. And we talk about this all the time, like on Lucario's thing. With me, I share my L's and my W's. You know what I'm saying? So like with me, I had a girl that I was dealing with, and she tried to withhold sex from me. And I was like, all right, well, now I guess I'm got to kick you to the curb after, everything was all good. But it's like, you got to be able to turn on that switch immediately and that jerk switch and let girls know, negatively reinforce with them. Because the thing with women is that they don't. A lot of the time, women don't deal with consequences of their poor actions in relationships.
Oh no, never.
So like, when you come in as a man and you let her know, like, no, that's not going to be tolerated. It's going to shock her, but then it's going to make her respect you. Like, I'll give you guys an example right now, man. As you guys know, I'm here in the game. I had some chick come over, right? And she came over and she sat next to me. I made a move to take her top off. She said no. I was like, all right, cool. You sit on your side of the couch. I'm gonna sit on mine. And she was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, like you said you don't want to get into that. So I'm going to give you your space. So what do? I pull out my phone, let her like start immediately retract attention. So she starts to feel awkward. You know what I'm saying? Cause she had never dealt with this before. 19-year-old bimbo, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not used to you know what I'm saying? So I tell her like, no, that's not, that's not how it goes. And she kept saying like, well, why are you acting like this? Whatever. She's trying to shame me. Right. Cause she doesn't know what's going on here. So what happens is she's like, okay, she starts to feel weird. So she pulls out her phone. So I'm like, all right, cool. Tu Katango. So I get up and start doing some work on my laptop. Right. And she really starts to feel weird. She's like, oh my, like, she's like, can you come over here, please? Like, what's going on? I said, well, I'm just giving what you want. You want the space? You don't want to do that? Cool. I'm gonna do some work.
Right.
And she's like, no, please come. And I'm like, all right, say please, daddy. And she's like,
oh!
And then I go, she passes the compliance test. So I go and I sit next to her again and I try to unzip her thing again. And she says no. I'm like, all right, cool. So I get back up again and I come back to the desk. And then she starts to feel weird and she's like, listen, I'm just gonna leave. And I was like, all right, cool. See you around. And she's like, I would hug you, but you probably don't want to touch me. I was like, nah, I'm good. And she just got walked out. And here's the thing, like the point of the story is this, guys, not for me to brag, but who can be how off I am. No. It's just that simply letting her know that there's consequences to her bullshit. Like, you're not going to leverage sex against me, baby. That's not how this works. Like, you can get the fuck out, and that's how guys have to deal with women. Here's the thing. Cause like a lot of guys are going to, oh man, she's not entitled to give you sex. You're absolutely right. She's not entitled to I'm not entitled to sex from her, but she's also not entitled to my attention. So get the fuck out. And that's what a lot of guys got to understand is you got to put some,
put some respect on my name.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't let these girls walk all over you, bro. So that's how you got to do it. So that's the difference between like guys that are actually doing the shit, that are creating the content, like he was saying, like, cause I can give you guys a story off rip from like 2 days ago versus guys that are like regurgitating other stuff, that aren't really in the game,
So why somebody gonna steal your story, Myron, and say it's their shit?
Somebody's gonna be like, man, I had this girl over, right? I tried. No. I said, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna go play my computer and
yeah, bro. And I got stories like that for days. Like, chicks really be thinking I'm stupid, and I'm not. Like, you don't want to comply. It's goodbye. Like, I've kicked so many girls out of my apartment, bro. Like, I don't care. Like, you don't have to give me sex, but I don't have to give you attention either. I punish that shit immediately. Like, you're not going to leverage sex on me. Like, no.
The difference, listen, this is the difference between men like us and men like Obsidian, is that they expect getting with women to be easy, right? And what I mean by that, they expect not to have to do work. What men have to understand, in order to be good with women, you have to do what is hard to do. If you got a fucking 8 or a 9 or a 10 who's not let you take her top down, it's not easy to kick her ass out because you're trying to fuck. But guess what? Sometimes you got to lose the battle to win the war. Here's another thing. In relationships, this is where so many men go wrong. They're afraid to check a bitch. They're afraid to withdraw their attention. They're afraid to say, hey, we're not doing this shit tonight. What they're afraid of is the veritable shitstorm. Guys don't want to withstand the storm, the shaming, oh, I can't believe you did this, or you're not shit, or just her being pissed off. Gentlemen, if you haven't heard anything I've said tonight, you need to listen to this. You need to get very comfortable with a woman being mad at you. You need to get very comfortable about a woman being irritated with you. Because if you can't get comfortable with a woman being pissed off at you, you're going to end up playing yourself, just like Danica actually tried to say. By the way, Danica didn't actually tell us what playing yourself meant, so I'm going to do you guys a favor. One of the many ways you can play yourself is being afraid to check your woman. The reason you're afraid to check your woman is because you're afraid of that verbal tirade. You're afraid of shaming. Guys, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's easy when your woman's mad at you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's easy to kick a woman out of your apartment. I'm not going to say it's easy not to text a woman back who isn't acting right. But gentlemen, this has to be done. And I say this all the time. Dude, especially with games, the right thing to do is more often than not synonymous with the hardest thing to do. If it's the hardest thing to do with a woman, guess what? You're on the right track. If your woman talks to you and she's out of pocket talking out of turn in public, The easy thing to do would be to let it slide. The hard thing to do would be to A, come over here, or get your shit. We're leaving. Now, I'm not leaving with you. Cool. I'll call you an Uber and then get the fuck up out of there.
Right.
Listen, she's going to be pissed off. She's going to hit you with everything she's got. But guess what? When you weather that storm, she might not like you very much at that point, but she will respect you. And just like Steve says, a woman cannot love you if she does not respect you. You don't want a woman's respect. You don't want a woman's love. You want her respect, because without respect, you don't get love.
Here's another thing too I want to say.
Listen,
go ahead, Donovan. I didn't mean to cut you. Go ahead.
It's okay. You cannot get a woman's respect if you're afraid to piss her off. You're afraid to irritate her. You're afraid to tell her no. That's what it comes down to. Go ahead, Myron.
No, what I was gonna say was, like, here's the thing you guys got to understand is that, like, when you tell a chick no, and you got to get really, just like Donovan was saying, you got to get uncomfortable. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortably awkward with chicks to let them know. Because here's the thing: the reason why I did that was because you're gonna do this stupid stuff. Cool. I'm gonna show you that this is not like acceptable behavior, and I'm gonna make you feel stupid for doing that. That's why, like, I just left her. And like to sit there like awkwardly watching TV by herself, because what does she want? She wants to like sit there and talk to me and all this stuff, and it's like, no, like, I'm gonna punish you for that stuff. Like, it's cool. You can always withhold sex. Like, I'm not telling girls like, oh, you can't withhold sex from me, but I can withhold my attention too. And like when a man does that to a woman, that's when things switch, because then she understands that, oh, this isn't acceptable. I can't really sit here and leverage. And here's the other thing too: when you do that, you're telling her without even opening your mouth that you have other options. And
that's right.
And like the thing is that girls, I always say pre-selection is like the strongest indicator of true value. And that right there displays pre-selection. Because like, if you're not sitting there like, oh, baby, please, trying to negotiate for the push, like, she's going to know off rip, like, yo, this guy's getting laid from somewhere. No one does this crazy stuff. So I think you got to like, you immediately got to let girls know that this is not. And the thing is that women are only going to learn through feeling something.
That's right. You have to inflict pain.
They need to feel the pain of your retraction, because like, if you tell them don't do that, but you still sit there and like you give them attention, whatever, she ain't gonna understand. But like when you let her feel the pain, women are emotional. They need to feel that pain of like you retracting the attention. The only way to do it is to make things uncomfortable sometimes when she does dumb shit.
Listen, I'm going to come to Lucario with this one. Uncomfortable. You need, and I want to get your thoughts on this, Lucario, on what I said earlier, and tie it to what Myron said. You need to get very comfortable with your woman being upset with you, dude. You got a wife and a girlfriend. You are acutely familiar with having girls pissed off at you, having girls at you with the side eye. What can you tell guys who say, Lucario, you got a girlfriend and a wife? How do you withstand that stuff? How do you weather the storm?
Right. Well, the thing is this: you just have to first already accept that it's going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? If you're, because this is the thing: you're either going to have your girl upset, or you're going to be upset by letting shit slide, and then she's going to just be hell to deal with. You understand what I'm saying? So it's better to just deal with the situation now, have her little upset moment, and then let it pass. And see, the thing is that that's part of dealing with women, period. You see what I mean? And this is one thing I wanted to say too, based off what Myra was saying, based off what you were saying, Donovan. I'm listening to what you guys are saying, and I'm like, see, this is extremely important, relevant, great information. And I was like, this is why guys hate. This is why we're getting hate, because they listen to this and they're like, shit, I wish I would have thought of that. I wish I would have had that knowledge. And so what happens is that every time when we're talking about real actual game, people who don't have it, or people who are basically lame when it comes to game, right? Or who think that they know what they're talking about, realize they don't know what they're talking about by watching us, and then they get mad at us. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that comes from. But going back to where we were talking about with your woman, is that you actually need to be involved with women consistently to be able to know the stuff that we're talking about on the screen. You understand what I'm saying? Period. You see what I mean? So that's what it is.
Steve, listen, you've been married for over 20 years, and you have never had an argument with your wife. You've never had an argument with your wife. Now, listen, a lot of people might not understand what exactly that means. Talk to my audience about why you have never had a fight or an argument with your wife.
I've never had a fight. She's been upset with me 5 times in 20 years. 5 times, because she asked me to come to bed when I'm tired. So 5 times I fell asleep, because I don't go to bed till like 4 or 5 in the morning anyway. So 5 times I fell asleep in the office. So that was it. But But the reason I don't have arguments and stuff like that is because I'm the compass, man. I'm the one running this show, man. I see what my woman knows, and I'm sure Lucario could tell you also, because this is stuff they don't teach you in other places, that before I even met a woman or before I meet any women, just like Lucario could tell you, I'm willing to walk away. I know that I can walk away at any moment and not even be fine with it. Because I will never tolerate. I will never tolerate disrespect. I will never tolerate someone raising their voice. I will never tolerate someone treat me like their mother. I'm not built that way. And so what a lot of young dudes don't understand, and this is some good information, is that before you even get in the game, you got to know how to walk away. And if you can't walk away, you can't be in this, because a woman needs to know in her mind that she might pout a little bit, but I can't pout too much. I might get mad. I can't get too mad because he's got one foot out that door. And just like the grocery store, don't think there's other women with a little tag. You know, that little tag, that number clock thing and shit. Yeah, they waiting, and I bet you the car gonna laugh at this shit, but they waiting for the woman to fuck up. They hoping for the woman to fuck up because they want to take the place, man. That's how it works.
You know, I just want to add to that real quick with what Steve said, man. Steve said something excellent. And the thing you guys got to understand, I talked about this in one of my videos. One of the biggest misconceptions men have with relationships with women is that you imply that she's equal to you. And the reason why Steve doesn't argue with his woman is because he knows inherently they're not fucking equal. You know what I'm saying? Because like at the end of the day, here's the thing. You guys got to, like I said, man, you got to really put respect on your name, right? Because like this is the point I'm trying to make. If you're in bed with your girl, right, and someone you hear a bunch of banging, who's gonna have to go deal with the problem? Not her, you.
Right.
You're gonna go have to deal with that intruder. You're gonna have to go and protect her. So therefore, the fact that you're not gonna look at her and say, "Oh, baby, I held the last intruder. You got this one." Like that, you guys are not equal. You know what I'm saying? You're the protector. You're the leader. So a fucking pilot doesn't argue with his flight attendant about where he's going. You know
exactly.
You got to follow and be on your program. And the mistake a lot of guys make is they sit there and they'll defer to their woman's authority. Listen, I'm not saying don't listen to your girl. She can absolutely have opinions. She could advise you. She could be your consigliere, but you make the final decision. So I just want to double down on what Steve said.
Real quick, Donovan, zero tolerance. I don't have high tolerance. I don't have low tolerance. I got no tolerance. I don't play that shit. Hey, if you and I got to fight, Donovan, I'll be more apt to work with you than a woman. These women ain't special to me, dog. Y'all my family. Y'all more special than these women.
Listen, like you said, you can't commingle with the food. It just doesn't really work that way.
Right.
Let's get to some super chats here. Greg McGrath with the $10 super chat says, "I come here to redirect my mindset. Mad respect on how you gentlemen handle haters. I never leave here without new tools for life." Thanks. I like hearing stuff like that, man. I really do, man.
Thank you for the support, bro.
Bill Mike with a $50 super chat says, "Haters are just someone who screams. People yell and scream when they realize their stance is without logic. Their animosity then becomes toward themselves, but then they yell and scream in an attempt to transfer their self-doubt onto the other person. This is exactly who and what Obsidian has become. When I first came to the quote-unquote Black Manosphere, Obsidian was a pretty decent content creator, but his work has devolved. He's gone after everybody. He's gone after Derek Jackson. He actually went to Derek Jackson's event. Jesus Christ, like, dude, does he want to sleep with this guy? Derek Jackson. Then it's Angry Man. Then it's O'Shea. Then it's Alan Roger Curry. Then it's O'Shea again. Then it's Donovan Sharpe. Then it's O'Shea. It's always something with somebody. And just like Lucario said, that might get you a few extra live viewers here and there, but that's not a long-term formula for success. And we are seeing proof of that. Just go to his channel right now. All 7 of his subscribers will tell you he's the fucking king. Steve, what do you got?
It's my fault, man. It's my fault. I take the blame for all this because the reason he started was because he was listening to me. That's what the people don't understand.
Oh boy.
And if he hears this, he knows that he didn't start until he started listening to me. I was the one that got him to see. People don't understand. I've been in this game a long time. Before he even thought about it, he was listening to me first and decided to start doing his own thing. So it's my fault. I'll take blame for it.
Okay, so So everyone direct your hate mail towards Steve the Dean Williams, the man. Clue with the $5 super chat says, "What's up, D Sharpe? What's up, Clue? Appreciate that." Young Manhood says, "Part of being a man is checking a woman." Again, guys like Obsidian would never check a woman. Listen, he'll say he'll check a woman, right? Obsidian will say, "Well, I'll check my woman, and I'm a select man, and my girl runs 10 miles a day on all this," but he's full of shit because he's lying. Guys like Obsidian are afraid to check women, and that's his problem. Definite G with the $5 super chat says, "Low-value men project their insecurities on people who expose them for who they really are. That's where the hate comes from." We're going to come back to that. Tunes with a $25 super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Beastly Nerd, $5 says, "Another thing to add is some of these guys might also like the, quote, same sex, if you know what I'm saying." That is also why
Facts.
Listen, I think that's probably the case in a lot of cases. I don't get that from Obsidian. I think I think he likes girls, and this is why he talks about. Listen, we like girls, so we talk about girls. That's just how it is. But well, listen, I've been wrong before. I don't think I am. I'm not gonna go there. But whatever, it is what it is. Michael Petty with the $5 super chat says, love this. DS, love the stream. If you're looking for a platform, check out Symposia.app, built by a colleague of mine, and you won't be deplatformed there. Michael, send me an email to tsr@donovansharpe.com, tsr@donovansharpe.com. I will definitely give that a look-see. Obviously, I've got a temporary solution in place for my platform, but I'm looking for ideas. If you guys have any ideas on how I can build a platform like Teachable for myself, tsr@donovansharpe.com. I greatly, greatly appreciate that about you. IBZ with the £5 says, "If you got no other girls lined up and she shows last-minute resistance, politely tell her you've got some business to work on, so she has to leave the crib." I like that. Greg McGrath, $10 says, "On point, gentlemen. Tonight is gold." And there's a couple more. Oh, wow. King Henry with the $5 super chat says, "Danica said Obsidian is now in the friend zone for simping so hard." Is that, dude, if that's true, that would be bad. That would really, really be bad. But Obsidian is never going to fuck Danica. Danica knows it. Obsidian does not. Thomas Blake, $5 Canadian for the tuition. Appreciate that. Creative Perseverance, $5 says, "How did you guys overcome?" This is the question I wanted to come to. "How did you guys overcome overthinking situations since I tried to gain confidence and motivation, but my brain just turns into negativity?" I'm going to come back to that because I'm going to read off these other super chats. We're going to answer that question next. Calvin Baldwin, $5 says, "Great poop. Soaking it in." Appreciate that. Clue with the $5 super chat says, "Didn't Obsidian say, 'I want to see black women lying in a pool of their own blood and excrement'? And now he's a dating coach." This is the difference between a man who is good with women and a man who's not. Men who are good with women and understand them, we don't hate women because we understand them. Yeah. People hate what they don't understand. Obsidian doesn't understand women, ergo he hates them. Again, he knows it. We know it. He obviously doesn't. Steve, did you have something on that?
No, I'm just saying, if you notice, I've never, the day I hear Myron, Lucario, or you bitch about women, I'm calling the police. Right. You'll never see, if we ever hear a show of any of y'all just complaining about women all day, I'm calling the cops, because men don't complain about women like these guys do, man.
Man, oh man, I'm trying to tell you. So Steve, let me stay with you.
Yes.
Creative Perseverance asks this: "How did you guys overcome overthinking situations since I try to gain confidence and motivation, but my brain just turns into negativity?" Now, Steve, I don't get that you ever struggled with that. But if this guy comes to you and says, "Steve, I want to do the work, but for whatever reason, when adversity strikes, I just overthink. I'm trying to overanalyze everything because my brain goes right into negativity." How would you tell a guy to overcome negativity and stop the overthinking?
I would give him a choice. Does he want to do the light switch, or does he want to talk about cereal? That's how easy it is. Light switch or cereal. So I'll go with the light switch and add a little bit of cereal to it. What I will always tell guys is either go turn on the light switch. Go over there and turn the light switch on. And when they turn that light switch on, I'll ask them, in the moment of you turn on the light switch, were you thinking about negativity? Were you thinking about excuses? Were you worried about the woman? No. Why? Because your thinking was in line with the behavior. See, when your thinking is in line with your behavior, you're just going to get things done. Now, just like women, if you turn on the light switch and there's the light's not coming on, then you've got to solve the situation. Then I'll turn on the TV to see if it's electrical. And if it's the TV works, then it's the light bulb problem. So what I always tell these guys, they get cereal every day. Spoon, bowl, milk, and cereal, right? They're never walking to the kitchen saying, "Oh my God, what does a spoon think about me? Oh my God, the milk is going to judge me today. Oh my God, I'm not good enough for the box of cereal today." And I try to simplify for these guys. Their thinking has to be in line with their behaviors. Meaning, when you stand on your square, meaning this is what I got to do. I'm just going to do it and allow whatever happens to happen. Because women, you don't lose by going after a woman. You lose when you stand still. So that's why I try to tell these guys that stand on your square and do what you need to do, and then take the information and then start to process. You just learn from the information. You don't lose, brother.
Very good, man.
But they don't teach that. They don't teach that on YouTube.
No, they don't. So here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to come to Myron with this next and ask the same question. So what Steve just gave was like a level 4 answer. That was the next level game, because there's a lot of guys thinking the cereal and light switch, like, what the hell? Now, listen, you got to go see Steve when you have your ducks in a row, when you got your baseline. So
that's like next level stuff right there with Steve.
Listen, I'm going to have to go back and watch it to understand, right? Like, that's just how this is. So for the remedial learner, the guy who just found the red pill says, listen, I don't want to paralyze myself by analysis. How can I gain confidence when my brain is always going into the negative? How did you overcome that, Myron?
So for the guys with me, man, I was a late bloomer, man. I was a nerd in high school. You know what I mean? I had to figure this stuff out. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 18, on prom night, actually, which is kind of funny. And growing up, like, I had struggles with women, and like I kind of put like an analytical sense to it, trying to figure it out and everything like that. And this is the reality, guys. Like what I learned to get good with girls, like this confidence that you're talking about. Men, we get our confidence from competence, and you get that competence through accomplishment. And the thing is that the reason why a lot of guys struggle with women is because they don't have the balls to tell a chick what she needs to hear to make it. And the thing is that the only way you're going to get the balls to do like the stuff that I'm doing, where I'm like kicking girls out my place, or I'm calling another girl right in front of her, or having like the audacity to do the things I do, is because I value myself very highly, and that comes from my accomplishments. And the thing is this, guys, I always say, get in the gym, get your money on point, everything like that. So when some 19-year-old bimbo comes to your place, right, and tries to leverage sex on you, you could be like, get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can literally just say, like, just like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like you're not going to sit there and tolerate BS from a 19-year-old bimbo when you've worked on yourself and you've worked really hard to get somewhere. Because the thing is this, just like a shout out to Miles Cunningham, he talks about this. Oh, you don't like me? I bet the next bitch will. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you have to carry yourself. And that almost that irrational confidence comes from your accomplishments. And the thing is this, I'd rather a girl tell me you're cocky or you're arrogant than her tell me, oh, like you're indecisive or whatever. Because like, at least when you're cocky and you're arrogant, she knows that's coming from some kind of accomplishment, and she's going to respect you for it. She's going to try to shame you like, oh, you're really cocky, but you'll be like, okay. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. And because that comes from accomplishment. And women are literally, they want a guy who's better than them. They'll never admit it, but they want a guy that's better than them on every level. And the only way that it's an honest signal that you're better than her is you're confident. You're outcome independent on your interaction with her. And that comes from your accomplishments, man. So I would say for the guy, don't overthink things. Worry about making yourself better. And then a byproduct of that is that you're not going to sit there and tolerate BS from girls, man. You're just not. Like, you're going to get to a certain level. Like, when I talk to girls, if I'm at a nightclub or a bar or whatever, and I talk to a girl and she's bad, but she gives me some kind of bullshit, I look at her like she's crazy. Like, okay, like I'm not going to sit here and tolerate this, and I'll go talk to another girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just won't sit there and like tolerate female BS. You just won't. You'll respect yourself more.
Right. All right. Mr. Locario, what are your thoughts on? And again, don't go like. Try to keep it simple for the guys watching.
I don't know how simple I can keep it, but I'll try. I'll try to keep it simple, man.
Try to fall somewhere between Myron and Myron.
Right. Well, I'll say it like this. I want to piggyback a little bit off what Steve was saying, but also add a little more. Because basically what Steve was saying about turning on the light switch is really about just being in the moment. So when you're in the moment, you're not, your mind isn't idle. When your mind is idle, that's when you start thinking of all these negative things because your mind's not focused on something. So for example, if you're watching a movie and you're so into the movie, The only thing that's really on your mind is the movie. You're so caught up. You're watching the Avengers or some shit. It's the action scene. You're all excited. That's all you're thinking about. So you're not thinking about any other nonsense. So you got to stay in the moment. But also the next thing I would say is this, and this is key, is you have to always frame everything in the positive, no matter what's happening, so that you train your mind to think of things positively, no matter what's happening. So, for example, let's say if you are talking to some girl and she rejects you harshly, and then you say, well, I'm glad she rejected me because she seemed like she crazy and she would have ruined my life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so now you're framing it in the positive. Like like my dude, Eddie Fuse, he's another dating coach. He said if a chick coughs around him, he thinks she's coughing to get his attention. You understand what I'm saying? That's the way you got to think about it. You got to think about stuff in the positive. Everything is in the positive. You see what I'm saying? Everything is about the betterment of you, everything that's going on. So even if, like, for example, right, where they talk about this in Stoicism, where they say that you go through the obstacle is the way. So, for example, Donovan just got kicked off of Teachable and all that other stuff. You say, okay, well, that's an obstacle, but that obstacle is only gonna make you stronger. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the thing you do. You look at it in the positive. What's the thing that I learned that I can learn? Like, I don't lose, I learn. That's what you got to think. Don't think about losing. Think about learning. You feel what I'm saying?
I like it, man. And I like how you kept it very simple. Right. And so many people, there are so many people, and I'm glad Lucario said this, man, because there are so many people who underestimate the power of positive thinking. And I know this is going to sound like Tony Robbins and Chicken the Soul, but it's true. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it's not easy to think positively, but it's almost like studying. Study even when you don't want to study. Lift weights even when you don't feel like lifting. That's when the results come, man. Because listen, anybody can study when they feel like studying, right? Anybody can go and lift weights when they're, when they're full of gorilla mind rush and they're wanting to, fucking fuck the world in the ass, right? But when you get up and you're not feeling so good, or you didn't get as much sleep as you did last night, but you go to the gym anyway, that's really what's going to make the difference. And you do this by staying positive. So here's my take on this. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen with you guys here. So this is a picture. So this is not a past picture. I took this picture 2 days ago at the gym that I work out at when I'm here in Reno. This is a this is a bit. Well, actually, I took the picture with the phone that is now at the bottom of the Truckee River. Don't ask. But I said all that to say this: if you, the quickest way, and Steve, I got your message. I'm going to get you back. The quickest way to overcome a lack of confidence is to hit the gym, man. Even if it increases your confidence just a little bit. Listen, you don't even have to have an elite physique. You don't have to look like me on a screen to be more confident, right? But if you improve your physique, that is the quickest way. And you don't even have to psych yourself up. If you know you look better, if you know you look good, you walk with a swagger, right? People treat you. Listen, Devin and I went and looked at a house today, right? This freaking real estate agent was giving me, or not real estate, she was a home salesperson. This chick was giving me, and she's an older one, probably in her mid to late 40s. Giving me IOIs all day long. She kept looking at me in the eye. She says, she's like, how tall are you? I was like, well, I'm 6'2". She's like, well, my husband's just as tall as you, but you've got him beat on the muscles. Ha, 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 ha. And I brushed up against, because we went into a house that was being built, and she's showing us the storage and everything, and I got a little bit of dust on me. So Devin starts wiping the dust on me. Guess who started wiping the dust on me on the other side? Just giving herself a reason to put hands on you. God, listen, I am trying to tell you, we see this all the time. Lift. If you don't have the money, if you don't have the wherewithal to make a lot of money, if you can't really learn game, the one thing you have direct control over that will make the biggest difference in your life on all fronts is to get your body right. If you change your body, you will change your life. Guys, I'm here to tell you, if you have a confidence problem, if you're not making as much money, if you're afraid to talk to girls, if you're afraid to check a bitch, if you're shy around people, you get your body right. If you get your body right, the world will treat you right. That's all there is. Listen, I cannot be any more clear. I cannot be any more clear than that. Give me 1 second. So we're gonna wrap this. We're gonna wrap this up here in a few minutes. I'm gonna answer a couple more super chats here. Already did that one. Scott B. says you might want to check out Censor TV for a new platform. It is known for controversial content, so you would probably be safe there. I appreciate that. I might give that a look-see. There's another one that I missed a little earlier. There it is. Nick Penn says the obstacle is, by the way, Ryan Holiday is one of my favorite books. Salute, gentlemen. I actually met Nick Penn a couple years back. I was over in Cherry Hills at the Cherry Hill Mall. I'm walking right as I pass Cinnabon. Somebody says Donovan. I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute. And I looked around, and it's him and his homeboy. So shout out to Nick Penn. I think I actually have his phone number. He's a good kid. Very, very positive kid. Freelance Ronan says, excellent show, gentlemen. Appreciate that. NYKia 31 says, confidence is task-based. There is no way around it. You have to build a foundation of successful accomplishments. That is the only way you will get out of your own head. Listen, I agree 100%. And an accomplishment is changing your body. Listen, man, I can't harp on this enough. When you have a better physique than you have right now, you talk better, you sound, hell, you even smell better. People want to be closer to you. That breeds confidence. Okay, so we are going to round third and head for home. I didn't want the show to last too long because I know it's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. Kevin Samuels was in the back, but he was in a bad area, so he couldn't join us tonight. So let's go around the room one last time. So Steve, what are your closing thoughts on why low-value men hate on high-value men? And I guess the question du jour is, how can we stop it? How can a low-value man who hates on high-value men change their ways?
Well, the first thing there's two things that you have to understand. Number one, it's none of your business what somebody thinks about you.
Right.
You got to give no fucks, man. You got to.
See, and that's mine. That's a weakness of mine. I'll admit that is.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I'm so busy working on me. I just ain't got time to go veering off my pathway from slaying minotaurs and bitches to worry about what somebody thinks about me, guys. This is the thing, man. And here's the best thing about it. It's the greatest compliment that a man can get because it's telling me I'm doing something right. If everybody liked my cake ass and shit, I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
I know for a fact that, again, we are originators of content. So as originators, you're going to get the most blowback because the parrots and the mimicking and all that other stuff, they can't fight you on that battle. So please understand this. The haters will always defeat me because I can never get to their level. They win. You're right. I'm short. I'm ugly. My woman's fat. I live in a box house. I got 3 legs and 4 eyes. You're right. I'm not going to fight you on that shit because as a man, I'm too busy building my fucking empire to worry about someone below me, man.
Facts.
Iron, what are your closing thoughts on tonight's topic? Low-value men who hate on high-value men. And if I'm a low-value guy in the chat that says, you know what? I'm a low-value guy and I am kind of a hater. I want to change my ways. What would you advise Diet Donovan to do to change his hater-ass ways?
Yeah, I say this, man. It starts with, for anybody in here that's like not sure, look in the mirror. If you see what you like, good. But let's keep it real. Most guys don't like what they see. And if the answer is I don't like what I see, then you need to start doing work to like what you see. And a lot of the times it's going to involve you not caring about what other people think. Guys need to start being more selfish and work on themselves versus paying attention to other people where they could have taken that time to improve themselves and like what they see in the mirror. It all starts with you, man. So with that said, guys, like paying attention to other men and like hating on other guys, all it does is like they always say, when you point a finger, you still got 3 pointing back at you. So a lot of the time when guys hate on other men, they don't like what they see in the mirror. If you like what you see in the mirror, you're not going to sit there and like hate on another guy. You're going to like, a lot of the time you're going to be able to like show love or support. You want to build with them. But like, if you're over here, like hating on random guys just because of a difference of opinion, then don't watch the content. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why these guys over here like, oh, I hate women and I don't want to deal with them. I'm in MGTOW and all this. And then they're still watching like this type of content. So bro, who you lying to? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it comes down to look in the mirror. If you like what you see, 9 out of 10 times you're probably not going to be hating on random people. If you don't like what you see, then you got some work to do and you need to stop wasting your time consuming other content.
I like that, man. Listen, that is profound. If you like what you see in the mirror, then you're not really going to be hating on people. But if you don't like what you see in the mirror, that makes you susceptible to hate. Listen, I never want to imagine what Obsidian looks like naked. I can probably imagine Obsidian doesn't want to know what he looks like naked. But again, one of the main reasons he's probably a hater is because he honestly can't stand what he sees in the mirror. And what's the worst part about all of this is that he's a smart guy. All of that intelligence going to waste over some feminine energy. Jesus Christ. Lucario, I want you to answer this as sort of a holding salvo to what Myron just said. So low value men who hate on high value men, but you get the same haters and trolls. Why do these guys watch our content if they hate what we talk about?
Well, the thing is, the reason why they watch our content, even though they hate what we're talking about, is because they still want to get pussy and they want to make money. You understand what I'm saying? And so because they're lacking in the pussy department and the money department and the, just basically overall success department, that's why they continue to hate. So what I would tell these guys, listen, focus more on yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And do the things that you need to do to get yourself more pussy, to get yourself more money, and to just to be successful overall. So instead of hating on the people you're hating, study the people you're hating, because you want there's something in them that you like, because hate is basically love just flipped around. You understand? It's the same. You understand what I'm saying? It's still on the thing. So the thing is like, okay, what do I admire about this guy, and what can I implement into my game? Not copy him, but what can I implement into my game and have my original thing come out here so that I can, be who I need to be to get where I want to go. Because see, guys who actually are making money, getting pussy, who's successful, who's doing things they want to do in life, they're not hating, bro. I'm telling you. We don't listen. When's the last time you seen Donovan Sharpe or Myron or Steve Dedeen just randomly hating on somebody? You know what I'm saying? Just out the blue, like, oh, let me just make a whole diss video about someone for no reason. We don't do that. We don't do that because we actually got stuff to do. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Last time for that.
So that's my thing, man.
Good stuff, man. Couple more super chats. So Clue with the $5 super chat says, this panel is gold. I'm going to sub to all of their channels. Thanks, Donovan. Absolutely. Red Pill Mike says, how does advice from Steve the Dean Williams result in crybaby hating? I know you said it's your fault, but I refuse to believe in that outcome. Sometime chumps will never break out of their old mindset. Listen, I'm going to give tonight's chef hat to Red Pill Mike, because that dude dropped nothing but knowledge. I think that you guys all agree. My closing, listen, man, my closing salvo is this. Like I said, man, at some point, men have to look at themselves in the mirror and understand that the reason why they have all of this feminine energy, this feminine hate towards other men, is because they want what those other men have. Listen, they're never going to admit that to anyone. They might not even admit it to themselves. But at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. The only reason why, listen, Obsidian wants to be Derek Jackson. He wants to look like him. He wants to sound like him. He wants to act like him. He wants Derek Jackson's money. That's why this nigga actually went to his conference when he was there in Philadelphia, right?
Oh,
It's almost like he's a stalker. And I'm also gonna say this just to set the record straight. So Obsidian is now going to do a response video. And everything he says in this response, nothing that he says in his response video is going to be based on truth. He's already told people that I showed up to his place drunk. That was 100% a lie, because, dude, I still have the SoundCloud episode that I played on C Boogie's channel that clearly showed me that I was coherent. I don't know why he would lie on me and tell people I was drunk when I showed up to his place. I didn't even do anything with him at that point. The worst thing I did that night was getting head in his stairwell by my girl. Like, if he wants to hate on me for that, all right, like, I'm okay. Like, I understand where that's coming from. But what this comes down to is he's going to say, Donovan's girl was ugly. Well, he can't really say that because his girl is 300 and something pounds. That's the first thing. Number two, Donovan showed up drunk. Well, that's clearly not true. Number three, Donovan shouldn't speak on whatever. Nigga, I'll speak on whatever the fuck I want to speak on, man. That's what it comes down to. So I'm squashing this shit with Obsidian. I never had anything against that guy. Ever. Dude, I caught arrows from everybody, never said anything bad about Obsidian. Now all of a sudden, this guy wants to start talking shit about me. It's okay, Obsidian. Your secret is safe with me because you want to be me. And if I were you, I'd probably want to be me too. Keep my name in your mouth so that people can see who you really are. That's what this comes down to. You can say whatever you want about Donovan Sharpe, but one thing you can never say is that Donovan is not exactly who the fuck he says he is. Donovan walks the talk, Dude, Donovan walks the talk. Donovan talks the talk, and he walks the fucking walk. Every 6 months, I improve my content. Every fucking 3 months, I'm making upgrades. Because of you guys, my content is getting better and better. I'm flying every one of you guys out for a Studio B one-on-one interview. Nobody else is doing that, at least for now. When men see me doing big things like this, of course they're going to hate. So let's not pretend like the real reason. Let's not pretend that the reason you are going after me is because you want to be me. That's all there is to it, dude. Obsidian would trade places with me tomorrow if he could. He knows it, and I know it. So I would say keep my name out your mouth, but no, by all means, keep running off at the mouth. I'm not addressing you ever again. I'm just gonna let I'm gonna let my work and I'm gonna let my actions do the talking, just like I did with O'Shea. And O'Shea now knows what the fuck is up. With that, that is going to do it. Yes, I got head in another band's. Yeah. I got. Oh, he said drunk. With that, that is going to do it for this edition of TOs Live. Jesus Christ! Real quick, Conservative Perseverance says, "Why do schools try to reduce boys' confidence?" Listen, that's God. We could talk about that forever. The society needs the.
That's a whole other show right there.
That's the best I can do. I'm gonna go around the room. Tell everybody where they can find you. Myron, fire first. Where can they find you?
Unplug Fit, guys. My YouTube channel. You can search Unplug Fit on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, everything like that. Get my free ebook, Unplugging from the Matrix of Fitness and Game. Totally free. You can download it. Just click the link on my bio on Instagram or on YouTube. And yeah, man, thanks for having me on, Donovan.
Absolutely, man. Lucario, where can the people find you?
Yeah, find me at badboymembership.com. That's the place you want to be. I'm dropping my new documentary September 1st called Game Kings. Yes. Steve is in the Game Kings also, so make sure you guys check that out. September 1st, and then the official release date is November 27th. You can get it, everybody could get it. And yeah, so make sure you guys check that out at badboymembership.com, and also follow me on Instagram at real Mr. Locario. You know what I'm saying?
Check out that documentary, man. I don't think anybody has ever done anything like that.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna send you guys a copy too, so you're gonna see it beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna send you guys a copy.
And it comes out September 1st. I got you coming in on September 26th.
Right.
Let's do a review of that, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll review that live. Absolutely. Good shit, man. Steve, tell the people where they can find you.
Hey, first off, Donovan, I want to say I appreciate you and all the guys on the panel, but also the chat room dogs out there, man. Y'all are some bad motherfuckers. Give yourselves a pop for me. Pop your collar and everything. If you want to get with your boy Steve, I'm so old, I got a great YouTube handle. YouTube.com/Steve Williams. That's how long I've been in the game. YouTube.com/Steve Williams. It's my birthday month all week long, guys. We got discounts on all of our products and the birthday package. You can get over 30 hours for $99 for the end of this month, till the end of this month. You need to get with me, get at me at the Man Mindset. And guys, listen, make sure you go and get the free starter kit. It's for you guys. But like I say, man, I appreciate the guys on this panel. And let me say this, because Donovan didn't tell me to say this shit, because he doesn't know I'm about to say this. But what you see with hold on, motherfucker Kimchi, I got you, dog. What you gotta understand about this motherfucker over here, over here, this motherfucker right here, is that he's making moves and doing things. He's bringing in content creators. He's changing up the game in ways like Lucario's DVD is just changing the ways and paving the way. He's not mimicking, and he's going to get a lot of hate. He's going to get a lot of people upset at him. But Donovan is always going to be. See, y'all don't know that Donovan's about that life. Y'all better leave Donovan alone. I just want to say that. Y'all better leave that motherfucker alone. Don't think when he's like, hey, welcome to TSR. How you doing? I'm Donovan Sharpe. Don't think that motherfucker ain't going to take off his hat, rip his shirt off like the Hulk and shit, and be like, I'm going to kick your butt. Nah, hey, man. I just saying, D, got love for all you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Listen, I'm having all these guys on the panel next month. I got Myron coming in on the 12th. I got Steven Lucario coming in on the 26th. Dude, that's going to be unbelievable to have two of you guys. And listen, if we can swing it, we might do a 7 a little earlier so that all three of us can be live and in living color for the 7 with the other guys. So I'm going to try to work it there. Listen, Obsidian, I would say that you're welcome to come on to my show at any time. But we both know that he probably can't because his internet is slow. But no, I'm not inviting that nigga on my goddamn show. Fuck that. Guys, remember, this video is going to be, listen, it probably isn't going to be monetized by YouTube. However, I'm going to ask, probably going to say no, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to make the video unlisted. I'm going to take it down off of Facebook. I'm going to take it down off of Twitter. I'm going to take it down everywhere that everybody sees. If the video is monetized, then I will put it back up on the platforms. It probably won't be. Yeah. If you want to get a hold of this entire video, go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. That is where you can get your hands on all of my premium content. You will not be able to watch the one-on-one shows, these in-studio guests in their entirety on any platform. You can only do it on Sharpe Stream, which is available to patrons only. I'll give you 15, 20 minutes on YouTube, Facebook, whatever the case may be. But the real shit goes to my ride or die guys, the guys who pay their hard-earned money to help change my life and to help me subsequently change other lives. So that's going to do it for this edition of The 7. Hopefully all 7 of us will be here next week. I know it was kind of a weird time. Thank you guys all very much for being on the show. We will see you guys next week.
Later.
Peace. We out.